You know, I was just sitting here and I was thinking, I'm at the cemetery and I wasn't gonna like blast this. I did put it on Facebook and I called my husband, but I'm really super upset right now because um I'm at the cemetery. I come here every single month. I have for almost 5 years. Every month. I think I've missed one or two, and that's because I was in Florida. But I come here every month to put flowers on my mother-in-law and my husband's Aunt Libby's stones. They're right beside each other, and I've done this for years. And honestly, to not say anything against anyone, but I'm the only one that comes here. I There's no signs that anyone else comes here. I'm the only one. And I have been for years, up until just before Christmas. And somebody came to Aunt Libby's stone. I came 1 month and Aunt Libby's stone. Anyways, they pretty much have the same things on them. Anyway, the saddle was moved over onto Mom's stone. And I was like, what the heck? Why? So I emptied the saddle and put the saddle back over on Aunt Libby's stone, and I filled them both back up. And mind you, I come out here every month, and it usually takes me at minimum an hour. I'm usually here longer because I buy $60 worth of flowers, fake flowers, mind you, but I spend a lot of money to not have them look real cheapy and ugly, and I spend a lot of time arranging them. I make huge arrangements with them, and so I spend between $50 and $65 a month on these flowers. And then whatever, like if it's Easter, like Easter picks and Valentine's with hearts, and each month being not quote a theme, but whatever the month is, like March is with St. Patrick's Day, and like the beginning of spring and stuff. So extra stuff like that. So this rocked on, and it was every month. So last month I wrote a note because it was moved again, but there was also a couple of pieces of things that were gone. So I wrote a note to whoever this was doing it, and I put it in a Ziploc bag so that it wouldn't get messed up when it got rained on. And I put it to where when the person, that's what you want to call them, whatever, came, they would see the letter. And I said pretty much, here's my phone number, call me, because I'd like for you to explain to me why you're doing this, because I've been doing this for almost 5 years and nobody's ever came, done nothing, blah, blah. And then the last thing I said was, leave my stuff alone, because I'm the one that purchases this and pays for it. And I spend a lot of money. And it's not about the money, and it's about love and respect, honestly. And it's not about the money. I could care less about the money. Anyway, so whenever I got here today, like a half hour ago, I pulled up and it's gone. All of it. All of it's gone. All of Aunt Libby's stuff is gone. The saddle is gone. The angels are gone. The flag stand is gone. The hummingbird wind chimes. All of it, everything is gone. Like they took it all. And I know that they got the letter because, I mean, it was obvious. And so I was just crushed. I sat down here on this bench, and this is where I work. I park my car right there, and I sit down on this little bench right here, and I have for years. And I talk to Mom and Aunt Libby, and I talk to my sister. Their bodies aren't here. I mean, their shells are here. But this is a beautiful, peaceful place, if you can see. I mean, I'm under a beautiful oak tree. Those two stones right there are Mom and Aunt Libby's. But this cemetery is beautiful and it's peaceful. So I come out here and I talk to them, and I whatever I need, comfort, advice, whatever I need, and I talk to God. So I sat down here on this bench and I was just like, what the heck? Why? Why would somebody do that? I mean, how petty is that? So I called Derek and I asked him to call his dad, because I was going to call Dad, but I don't want to be ugly, and I don't want to have an attitude about it. So I asked Derek to call his dad to please find out, because Aunt Libby had 2 kids or 3 kids. I can't remember, but they didn't even live here. So I asked him to call his dad and find out if he knew what was going on, because nobody else comes here. I'm the only one. And if anybody else in the family does come here, I mean, they don't leave flowers or trinkets, which, I mean, that's not something that you need to do. I just do it because that's how I was raised. Ever since my sister died in 2000, my mom taught us or raised us, or I seen it, whatever it be, that, you take stuff, whatever. It's because I want to. But I just cannot wrap my head around why someone would do this. I do not understand. I do not understand what goes through someone's head that says, I'm going to go to my mom's headstone or my grandma's headstone, whoever it is, or my friend, or I'm just going to be randomly picking somebody and just pick on them or whatever and take their stuff or move it. I mean, Aunt Libby was the sweetest. Yes, she could be curmudgeon-y, but she was the sweetest lady, and she was one of the first people that accepted me into this family over 20 years ago. She was 5 foot nothing. She was about that big around, and she just loved me. She loved me and my kids because she wanted to. I didn't have to try to appease her or become something that I wasn't, or, whatever it be. She loved me and my kids for us. And she welcomed me into this family. And I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Derek's family was hard to be accepted into. I was, quote, from the wrong side of the tracks. I'll just be blunt and honest with you. Derek's family was raised completely opposite of me. I was raised on welfare, and we moved around, and I never had a home for more than 3 years. And even when I was married to my first husband, I mean, the longest place that we ever stayed, I think, was 3 years. And then, my divorce came. But Derek never knew what change was and moving, and he had stability his whole entire life. So when I come with these kids that aren't his and everything, and his family's just like, what are you doing? Like, this girl has kids and blah blah blah. It's like, it was hard. I didn't fit in. I didn't have money. I've never had money. I've never had money my whole entire life. I never knew what it was to have a refrigerator full of food. Even when I was married to my ex-husband, we struggled. We were young, and we struggled. And so we didn't have a lot. We didn't have really anything. I mean, if it wasn't for the church, the kids wouldn't have had food and Christmas and things like that. So whenever I met Derek, yes, our lives changed. Our lives changed dramatically. I didn't have to go to the grocery store with a calculator. Um, I mean, it's just things like that. I, and so, and I had a chip on my shoulder. Um, and it wasn't until my mother-in-law was on her deathbed that I asked her to please forgive me for all those years of just the back and forth and being such a brat and thinking that they didn't like me once they accepted me, you know. And I'll be honest with you about this. It took like 10 years, truly, before they accepted me. And then I still wasn't even sure, you know. But um, it took a lot to be accepted into this family. And so when I finally felt like I was a real part of them, when she died, I was so upset because I wasted all those years and all that time. And so, and the same thing with Aunt Libby. I love her heart. She did, you know, she was sweet and everything. It's just that I I just put a wall up around all of them, and I just wanted to protect me and my kids and my husband. I didn't want them to be able to say anything or turn his head, you know, against me. And I know now that they wouldn't, he wouldn't have never let that happen. But I mean, at that time, I didn't know. So now I come out here and I talk to my mom, and I call her my mom. And I ask her to forgive me, and I talk to her about things, and I talk to Aunt Libby about things, and this is why I come out here, because out of love and respect and honor for them. And I'm just so freaking mad. I'm freaking pissed that somebody would do that. And to think that it was somebody in the family. Aunt Libby is Dad's sister. And Aunt Libby was way older than Dad. I can't remember how many kids there were, but it was like there was two this age, you know. I mean, on down. I mean, there were several years difference between Dad and Aunt Libby. So they weren't like best friend close. I mean, he loved his sister and she loved him, but I mean, it wasn't. He was closer to the sister that was born just before him, or just after him. I can't remember when Aunt Lucy was born. But anyways, it was one of those situations. It was just the one that was before. It worked out to where each one had their, you know, the one that was closer to them. But that means that somebody in the family on Dad's family side, what are you mad about? What does it hurt that I come out here and put flowers out on her grave? What does it hurt that I put a hummingbird wind chime up? She loved hummingbirds. What is it hurting you? I made it clear that it wasn't Dad putting the stuff out. I made it clear that it wasn't, well, I won't say their names, but this family, I mean, I let whoever this is know that it was me doing it. Me. What, do you not like me? Because I don't know you. Even, I mean, I didn't know Aunt Libby's grandchildren, and I didn't know her kids because they lived somewhere else. So, I mean, dude, I don't even know you. So why are you being so ugly? What is it hurting? Honestly, what is it hurting that I put flowers on Aunt Libby's grave? I don't know you. I don't have a problem with you. Why did you, after 5 years, decide, but just before Christmas, oh, heck no, there ain't nobody gonna do this to my mama or my grandma's grave. So you're showing that you come out here. Show respect to her, because if she was here, she'd get a switch and she'd switch your butt. Lord Jesus. Lord, child, I hope there ain't nobody here. And it wouldn't have been butt either, just FYI. She would beat your ass with a switch. I know I'm rambling. I just don't get it, and I don't understand it. And it really upsets me. And I just want to know, have any of y'all ever gone through this? I mean, Has anyone ever had this issue? Because this is wrong. I mean, I've seen on Facebook some of my friends, but there was dissension in the family. So, you know, I kind of see that, one of them going over and being a butt. But I mean, I don't know these people. I mean, honestly, I don't know them. I don't even know their names. Okay? And I remember meeting Uncle Robert once. But if you've had this situation, will you please let me know? Thank you guys. I'm sorry.